For the following program, if you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Oh my. Hello there. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Deacon has coffee?
Yeah, it's coffee. I had to, I didn't have any more coffee mate, so I asked my daughter, I was like, can I bring your coffee mate to work? Are you ever going to use it? Because she buys coffee mate and she leaves it in the refrigerator for years. She'll use it twice. It's like, can I take your coffee mate to work? She's like, yeah. So I took her fancy schmancy frou-frou.
On the biannual
She buys
time
the
she drinks coffee.
$7 freaking Starbucks coffee mate crap. You know, Duce, Luce, Buche, Lukey, or Lukey Tukey.
My wife loves that. Like, there's like sugar-free something stuff to put in the coffee, and every once in a while she'll splurge and get this stuff, and then and I'm just
I don't like the oils in the coffee, the flavorings. I hate that. I mean, I don't want to drink coffee with oil all over the top of it. And some flavored beans, it just depends on where you get your beans. Like if you're getting flavored beans at a cheaper place, more than likely the beans have this flavoring just kind of sprayed, this cheap flavoring sprayed on the bean, and it's just blah, I just taste blah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a kind of a coffee. I can be a coffee snob if I wanted to. I like a really good bean. You know, I've paid money for particular expensive beans before to
right.
To specifically try them in my French press that we had back.
Yeah.
So I can be a coffee snob.
It's been a while since I used a French press. I had
it tastes so good, don't it? I think that makes
it's not just that. It's not just that. It's a fun process, you know?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Because like you go from beans to grind it yourself, and you put it in there, and you boil the water, and then you put it in there, and for a long time I didn't know you pour the water in, you need to stir, and then let it kind of like churn,
let it stir up,
and then you press it. Man, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
but that will when you're cleaning that out, you'll be like, oh my gosh, the residue from the beans, like, because it gets wash it out. You wash the beans out or whatever. But then on the inside of the glass, you'll see like the oils from the beans will kind of like accumulate.
I have to give me a new French press and keep down here at the station. How was your day yesterday, sir?
You reminded me not only of French press, but when I go camping, I have a percolator. You ever used a percolator? Yeah. I like that too, because like you set on a campfire and you can just watch the coffee like blub, 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 right in the little looking glass at the top. That's fun stuff. Anyway, yesterday it was kind of a productive day, I guess. And today I have some more work I have to do. I sent a letter off to Microsoft, an email to a contact I have at Microsoft. I'm like, hey, you guys need to have a meeting with us because We'll see if that churns out. And it's business stuff.
I had something weird happen to me yesterday, and I don't know how to feel. I'm just kind of, something terrible happened in our area, but it's something associated with that was weird happened to me, and I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to. It's making me feel weird about it. It's making my brain kind of go.
Is it the tragedy of the situation, or is it the and forgive my language because we only just talked about this a moment ago. That's up to you. But is it the kind of near miss of like a psychic event? You know what I mean?
Is what's messing me up because of previous things.
Yeah.
All right, so I go.
Let's talk about that. I think that's interesting. So set the
Okay, so I come to work very early in the morning, and it's usually very, very dark. Well, depending on, well, it's dark in the summer and the winter. So yesterday morning I was driving to work, and as I was popping over this little hill, I see this car coming at me, and it's still several yards away, or it's still, couple 200-300 yards away, but I can see the headlights coming at me, and I see the car kind of swerve into my lane and swerve out of my lane. And so when you're driving down the road and you see something like this happen, you're watching and paying attention. But when you see something like that happen, it kind of puts you on, oh, you kind of set up straight and
you're like high alert.
Okay,
yeah.
Why did he do that? What is he doing? Why am I mean, you're watching him the whole way by, and you're making sure he's not drunk or swerving or something and going to hit you and whatnot. So he passed by. And when I get up there to where he swerved, there's a girl walking on the side of the road.
Gosh.
And I'm like, oh my God. She was wearing all black with like some sort of logo, like down here, kind of below where it says Fender, kind of like
here, like a logo, a shirt on her shirt, real low.
Yeah. So as soon as I passed by her, the very first thought and feeling that went through my body instantly, JJ, I felt this girl's going to die. She's going to get hit by a car. That's how I even said it to myself. That's how I felt. This girl's going to die. She's going to get hit by a car. And so my natural reaction was to warn her. So I hit my horn and started hitting my brake so that if she turned around to hear the horn, she would see me hitting my brake. And so I did it, and then I hit my horn again and hit my brake, and then a lot of thoughts were going through my mind. And one of the fleeting thoughts that were going through my mind was, should I turn around? Should I go pick her up? She won't get in the car. Should I go warn her? We can't see you. You're walking right here on the road, and we can't see you. So I get on up, and just a few, maybe like 100 yards more is a four-way stop. And I get to the four-way stop, and way down the road coming is like a series of cars, 3 or 4 cars, and I can see their headlights coming. And I thought, another fleeting thought, should I flash my lights at them to warn them that this girl is up here in the road? But then I thought, no, she's already way too far back, and they wouldn't know what I'm flashing my lights about at that point, because I'm at a 4-way stop that cops sit at all the time. They might be thinking that I'm warning them that some cops are sitting up there or something. And I didn't flash my lights. I didn't turn around. I turned left and I come on to the radio station through town. That was about 5:25 yesterday morning. So about 6:30, while we're starting the show, my phone's dingling, and it's my buddy, and he's like, what's happening on the road up here? And I'm like, I don't know. I hadn't gotten anything. And so he's like, oh, they've got the road shut down, and they think there was a fatality, a car accident, and a fatality. And I'm not thinking anything. I'm like, oh, there's plants over here. There was probably a car wreck, it was something.
Right. And
so, you're getting to what I'm getting to. All right. But it's worse than what you're thinking. So I'm telling on the radio, the road shut down, find an alternate route, road shut down, find an alternate route. 10:30 or so, 5 hours after I'm here, I'm finally get a news report, and it's saying that this 18-year-old girl got hit and killed. It was the girl I passed that I had that feeling that she's going to get hit. She got hit by a car, and the son of a bitch ran. It was a
no way.
Run. They still haven't found the person. This girl was 18 years old. My kids knew her. They knew. We didn't tell the kids, and they started coming up asking Ashley yesterday because it was popping up on Instagram and everything that all this stuff that the kids are going to find out, and they knew who it was immediately before any of the information did. This girl was 18.
Gossip spreads.
This girl was 18. She was walking to work to Dairy Queen. She was walking to work at 5 a.m. in the morning. She had walked to work. All these people are like, we see her all the time walking to work at 5 a.m. We see her all the time walking to work. An 18-year-old fucking girl walking to work at 5 a.m. in the fucking morning, man. You know, you can't get 18-year-olds to pick their fucking ass up off the couch.
Yeah.
And this
Oh,
girl was
no
getting up
shit.
at 5 a.m. walking to work, and the son of a bitch hit her. So Dairy Queen around here is offering a $10,000 reward for the arrest of this person and
Whoever
whatnot.
did this.
And as I drove by that spot this morning, there were 3 cops out there this morning, lights on and stuff. And it made me, I told Ashley, it makes me sick to my stomach because it's a kid and it's gone too quick like that. As
Yeah.
older parents, we're like, man, fuck that. That's bullshit. But I've got an 18-year-old daughter. It
Yeah.
tore me up, this girl getting hit yesterday. And the fact that I had that, and I hate to use this word, psychic, but I've had feelings like that before, and not just
Yeah.
once or twice, a lot of times in my life. I have certain stuff and it happens, and I'm like, oh, that was weird. So this was one of them. It hasn't happened in a long time, and this was one of them, and it made me. It was the whole situation is very upsetting, but it was the fact that I don't know. Coulda, woulda,
It is. I mean, like, I'm not trying to inject to paint any of this.
No.
So, is part of the complex feelings that you're feeling that you have to deal with the regret that could have done something else?
I'm sure that probably has something to do with it. But what would I have done? My daughter was like, "What would you have done? If you'd have went by and been like, do you need a ride?" I was like, "Yeah, I would be the creeper guy." Hey, I was
right, exactly. So, hey, good morning, Richter. All right. So I'm a Christian. I'm not exactly sure what you believe, but I definitely believe in God, and I believe that I definitely believe that, like I have a relationship with God, and I will say outright regarding kind of this kind of mental state that you kind of pass through momentarily. I don't believe I don't believe in woo-woo psychics. I don't believe in people talking to ghosts or predicting the future or anything like that. But I will tell you, in my own experience, there's been times in my life where I'm at an intersection where I could get a zip or zap or I have different choices or whatever. And I have been told what to do or what not to do. I have had that feeling of like, if this is going to happen or that's going to happen, or my wife and I will have like conversations like, oh, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and there will be the times in our life where like we are planning on something, and then I will get a sense of dread or a sense of like knowing that whatever that is we were going to do, that's wrong, and we don't do that. And it's not often, it's not all the time, but it happens. And when it happens, I listen. I always listen.
I mean, that's just a conflict of words here, what we're getting at. You don't call it that. You don't believe that because that word psychic has been jaded to you because of all the other bullshit.
Well, it's colored with
bullshit, right. But that feeling that you have is your psychic intuition, and it told you this is not right. So that I completely believe that some people are more in tune to that within themselves and within nature than most people. Some people are more in tune to that feeling within themselves. Some people are more in tune to that feeling that happens in nature and is able to get that feeling from nature and can't get it with themselves. I think that, and I think that over the years we've just we've separated ourselves because we call it something different. Christians are like, I don't call it that, I call it this, and you're dumb because you're a psychic. Well, what if we believe the same thing? That. Hang on, I got to talk real quick.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I don't mean to like change what you're saying. I'm just saying that allow me to say just. There's some things that I just, I think are charlatanery, but there are, in my experience, there's something sometimes that is a supernatural kind of addition of information to your normal logicking out of things, right? most of us, most of the time, exist in this world, looking around the people around us, the things around us, the environment around us, and making whatever choices or allocations of resources or whatever we can in this world. But yeah, I know you're missing what I was saying. So I wasn't just call it something else. I'm just saying, from my own context, I don't believe in charlatanery, woo woo psychics, but I do believe that at least in my experience, I've had access to information that I shouldn't have access to, and I abide by that, and that has not ever led to anything but something good.
There was a person that I had in my life that when we were very close, I knew when she was going to call me 80% of the time. It wasn't spot on every time, but by God, it was almost every time. I would say it was 80% of the time. I would just be sitting here looking at the computer, doing something here at work, and I would look down at my phone and I'd be like, she's about to call me. And I swear, if my name is Andy, the phone would dingle 80% of the time. I knew it 80% of the time.
Okay. So this isn't too far from where we're at right now. Do you remember way back in them days when we had a house phone? Way back in them days when you had a house phone, you'd be walking through the house and you every once in a while look over at the phone, it's going to ring, and then it rang. And there's two ways to explain that, right?
Electricity that the humans are picking up on,
Okay, so I guess there's multiple ways to explain it. Maybe you could feel the electricity moments before it happened. Maybe you had a psychic event, like a psychic event that is like of extremely limited use, and maybe it is that your brain didn't register it ringing. And it had already rung, but your brain didn't process it, and then you processed it on the next ring. So there's different kinds of Richter still has a house phone. Richter, are you living in the 1980s, bro?
Richter is watching us on a 14.4 internet connection.
Richter, check your dial up.
Don't call Richter right now. It might knock off his rumble.
You call Richter right now. He's off the internet. Man.
All right, let's do.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. It is a tragedy that girl lost her life, and
I know it's messed me up. My kids knew her. They didn't know her real good, but they knew her, and I was talking to my daughter made me feel a lot better about it because she's the most empathetic person that I've ever met in my life.
Right.
All right. Go ahead. No.
People like your kid that are able to do that. That is another kind of superpower that I
told her that one day. I told her that. I said, she was talking about something. I was like, she's sometimes she gets a little down. And I was like, your superpower is empathy. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, you are in my 40 whatever years of life. You are the number one person that has more empathy than any single living human being that I've ever met. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Kendra, you used to get physically, and you used to literally get upset that I killed the fly in the house. It wasn't like you were putting on a show. It upset you that I was killing the mosquito on my arm. And as a dad, I'm having to go, I don't give a crap, this stupid bug, blah, but I'm having to recognize that my daughter is super empathetic, and
she's able to identify with another person's emotional state, and then offer them some condolences to alter their mood.
I don't want to jade that and callous that. I want to. She's empathetic. That's awesome. More people need to be empathetic.
Yeah, it really is. That's it. Yeah. It takes all kinds, right? We're not all the same. All right. So what's our song? Or are you doing? He's doing
our song work. This week's are coming from. I was like, my kids have made me listen to songs that I don't normally listen to and whatnot. And Alex did one, and then Kendra did one yesterday, and Ashley does the one today. All right. So I was like, give me a song, and she said, you need to do this song. Have you done that one yet? And I said, no, I haven't. That's a perfect song.
This was on the news last week.
So okay. She said, you're welcome. So this is my town. I live in a small town, small-ish town. It's gotten bigger over the years, but I grew up in this town. The town's gotten bigger over the years. Sinister Minister is from this town. All right.
Oh, really? He's from the town?
No, he's from a small town. Like a small town.
A type of town in Kentucky,
in Kentucky.
So, yeah.
So that's your song. If you think that it's political, if you think that, oh, I'm not listening to that song because that's a maggot, then you are brainwashed. You literally need to look in the mirror and think of how you're being brainwashed every day, because there's nothing about that song that's political. Nothing. All right. Just like the Sound of Freedom movie, there was not one thing about that movie that was political, but yet they were able to color it to where you thought that it was political. All right. They did the equivalent of what I used to do on the radio, is make you think of the punchline without actually having you say it. So that song is not political. It is a true song. It's true.
It would be good for America if we could live in a world where more of Americans lived in small towns and less of Americans lived in big cities. Like if we were more distributed and lived in small towns and were connected to the places that we lived better and connected to the people in our communities better. But in these urban places, you know, you've been some of the big cities, and I've been some of the big cities, and you pass people on the street or whatever, and you are dog shit on the bottom of their shoes. So dude, because they don't, there's no real community.
I swear to God, this is a true story. I had a buddy come down from Michigan, and this was a long ass time ago in our 20s, and we would just go driving around. We took low rides. My cousin thought the song was a MAGA hate song, so I sent her the lyrics. So my friend came down from Michigan. He was born and raised in Michigan. He used to come down, and we used to ride around and go on, rides out through the woods and back roads and stuff like that. Go back road driving, and if you're from the country, you go driving back roads. It's just what you do. You don't do anything. You just go driving back roads. You're not getting into shit. You're just driving around listening to music. Right. And and every car that we'd pass, I'm like this.
Yep.
Every car.
Wave at your neighbors.
He finally was like, "Do you know everybody?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I don't know any of those people." He's like, "Why are you waving at them?" I'm like, "Just being friendly, just waving at them," because they were waving back. People were waving back. Yeah. That's just what everybody done. Yeah. And he was like, "Do you know these people?" I was like, "No, I don't know any of these people."
Yeah, it was the same way. You just, especially if you're on a single lane road.
Yeah, that's what we're on, this little single lane road. You come up on a car. You just kind of wave.
Part of it is you're passing another car. Hey,
are you paying attention?
You see me? Because I see you.
See, I'm looking at you.
I don't want to run off the road. Hey, what's up?
Doing?
Hey.
I'm seeing you. You stay over there. I'm seeing you.
You're right.
So there you go.
Let's not run. Let's not have a ditch event.
Let's go through our. All right. We got half a show time this morning.
I know.
That was a good conversation, though. That was screwing me up.
I think so too, and I think it's an interesting topic, especially because like I hold a kind of a view of like, well, I don't believe in woo-woo stuff, but there's some parts of things that I do believe in, and I don't know. All right, today's I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, the way that our show kind of the segments? It's not really segments, but the kind of way our show goes.
Yeah, we got segments.
We don't really start the show until like halfway through the show. Anyway, today's episode title, if you're on Rumble, is you are a bloop bloop, bleep blop bloop. And it might be a different title if you're anywhere else, but if you're on Rumble, that's the title.
Okay.
So,
tell me about that.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. I had it. Where did it go? There it is. Kevin McCarthy and Democrat Eric Swalwell got into a hissy-fissy tussle on the House floor, and this happened, I think, a few days ago. The Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, was called a terrible, terrible word.
Kevin McCarthy threatened I don't particularly think that word's so terrible, JJ, but go ahead.
Well, given that it used as a pejorative, used as a derogatory, and my wife is right here, so I'm not saying it on the air. Kevin McCarthy threatened to beat up Democrat Eric Swalwell on the House floor as the pair cursed at each other.
Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy, who, by the way, this dude is this is a dweeb. He's a dweeb old man. He's not beating up anybody. Speaker Kevin McCarthy reportedly threatened to beat up Democrat Eric Swalwell. Swalwell's on the right. According to the Daily Beast, the stunning exchange came as the two men cursed each other out. Swalwell reportedly responded by calling McCarthy a... Yeah. Meow. Yes. Thank you, guys. That's appreciated. That's good stuff. All right. Just before the reported insult, McCarthy... guys, please settle down. Before the reported insult, McCarthy, according to the lawmakers, was about to haul off on his fellow Californian. If you ever say something like that to me again, I'm going to kick the ish out of you. An unnamed lawmaker quoted McCarthy as saying, according to the Daily Beast. So this is secondhand anonymous.
Then I heard he called him again. He called it to him again. Yeah. And he didn't kick the ish out of him.
Yeah, Swalwell came back and said, "This is pathetic. You are weak. You are a weak man." And I don't like Eric Swalwell, but yeah, I mean, he's the one that slept with the Chinese spy and stuff like that. And he's one of the indictment guys. So you are a weak man. And the speaker was angry about it the next day when he saw Swalwell trying to leave the floor. He tried to block the Democrat from leaving, and the pair proceeded to get in each other's faces. And McCarthy said, "You call me a meow again, and I'll kick your ass." To which Swalwell responded, meow. "You are a..." yeah. So that is the state of lawmaking in the United States of America. we got slap fighting happening.
Look, what's
that? Oh, yeah. I don't have. If you'd have told me before the show, I could have come up with a sound effect.
That's grilled.
You're a cat guy. You're a cat. You're a cat. Your family's a cat family, huh?
I'm the cat whisperer. I literally can get stray cats to come to me. It's weird. Yeah. I did not grow up with cats. I grew up with dogs. I didn't even have my first cat until I met my ex-wife. We were in our late 20s. I was like, she's got a cat.
Oh, yeah. Really? So you were like anti-cat?
I wasn't anti-cat. I just never been around. I never was around cats. And now that one is like my daughter. That's my cat, my grilled cheese.
Yeah.
It's grilled cheese. She's a calico. She looks like a smushed grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay. We got some other did
something
news.
Happen with a former president or something like that? I mean,
I wasn't going to go to that.
Every other fucking news story in breath that you see this morning is going to be about Donald Trump. And
if you're on any other platform, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, the title of this episode is probably Trump indicted again. Third time's the charm. But so we'll talk about Trump. I was actually going to talk about something else. Let's see.
Traffic is the reason we're trying.
Hey, Rumble, we do good on Rumble. We do good on Rumble.
We're doing an experiment this morning.
Yeah. Donald Trump was indicted on felony charges Tuesday for working to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's been indicted again.
I'm on the edge of my
seat. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I saw Trump Jr. Post something. He said, it's kind of weird. Last week, big testimony drops on the 26th or 27th. Devin Archer is going to testify, and then testifies substantiating the claims of the Biden crime family, Biden being involved in shakedown, and then like coincidentally, the very next day, additional charges filed against Donald Trump.
2.5 years. Yeah, Trump. Let's get on the Trump train, y'all. We've got to look over here, please. Quit looking over there at the Biden stuff. Please look over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day,
and
too.
That's why
all of these.
Sorry, go ahead. You're thinking about.
Well, we got the Mar-a-Lago records case that's total horseshit. We have the New York case that when it broke, I literally read the indictment here on the show, and I was like, "This is just accounting. These guys are just somehow it's accounting." And it was like it's garbage, it's trash. And now we have additional charges on the documents case or whatever, also garbage. The net effect of now this one in particular could be have an issue, because the Democrats managed to get a anti-Trump judge that has sentenced J6 defendants to more than the statutory minimums for whatever they're doing. So she's been like super aggressive against J6 defendant. Yeah,
I'll say it.
Yeah. So they got a bad judge in this case, and the filing was in Washington D.C., which is like 150% Democrats that live there. So of course they got an indictment through. So we'll see if the case goes anywhere or what happens. But so you got all these cases charged against Trump going into the election, but when the cases start falling apart, what is the effect going to be? It's going to be like, oh, look at Trump. Another case fell apart. Oh, another one fell apart. He's bulletproof. They're making him bulletproof as we go into the
That's not the
season.
point right now. The point is to distract you from everything else that's going on, from the Hunter thing and stuff that's going on.
For sure.
It's to distract you, because look how the media has done it. The media has pulled down their curtain, okay? Completely. Every other freaking story, the majority of their newscasts are about this. They're spinning it a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
They keep saying, let me tell you some trigger words that they're using. They're not using this phrase exactly, but they keep saying something to the effect of the January 6th attack on democracy. That's the phrase that was pissing me off this morning as I was coming into work. I was like, it wasn't an attack on democracy, you fucktards. The January 6th attack on democracy is what they keep saying. Something to those effects. I gotta go. Hang on.
So if I look over at CNN again, I see Trump. I don't see anything about Biden, and nothing about Hunter, nothing about the bribery scheme scandal, nothing about 20 phone calls where Joe Biden was on the phone with Hunter and Devin Archer and Rosemont Capital or whatever. Nothing about that. So, I mean, look, it is absolutely nuts that we live in an era where you have the most access to information in the entire history of humanity, and you cannot get news from a news agency. You can only get propaganda. It's crazy. Let's see. Does MSNBC even have Biden? Rep Goldman. So this is pretty hilarious. So right after the Devin Archer testimony that confirmed that Hunter Biden was on phone calls, and Rep Goldman came out of the hearing and then said, Hunter Biden investigation is clearly a fishing expedition with no basis. And he said that. And that is the only headline that's running on MSNBC on the Morning Joe site. Well, Rep Goldman comes out and says, a reporter asked him, well, what about the fact, and we talked about this too, the reporter asked him, what about the fact that the language changed, that they used to say Biden never talked to his son about his business, and now they're saying he was never involved in his business. And what about that? And Rep Goldman was out there coming out of the meetings like, oh, I don't even know that's ever what he said. Well, we've all seen the clips of Joe Biden literally with his own mouth saying, I don't know anything about his business. I've never been involved in his business. I don't talk to my son about his business. They're lying to you. And I mean, especially these politicians, they'll come out and they'll just straight lie to you. And the media will prop it up. The media will substantiate it by not running the stories on their website. They'll just pretend it didn't happen. So it's absolutely nuts. And they'll just carry the contrary comment. But Trump.
That's what it does, man. Right. And then you have some two schmoes with 15 people watching, trying to point it out.
Yeah.
And so their plan is working.
Look at the news. It's fake. And then they're like, okay, it's
fake. Okay, you and your 16 people.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how many people are watching.
A few hundred that watch the show. It's pretty fun. All right. So this is what I was not actually going to talk about Trump, but here we go. Republicans are pushing to block the creation of a new FBI headquarters during this location debate. So we got some Republicans in Congress that are like, look, it's very clear that the Biden administration and the bureaucratic state has weaponized the FBI, the Department of Justice, probably the CIA, and who knows whatever else weaponized against the American public. So why should we vote to build new infrastructure for the FBI right now? I'm not voting for funding that. I'm not voting for any weaponization of government, and that's what the FBI is right now. They've gone completely rogue, according to Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't even especially like her. I kind of think that she's not too. I don't like her. The FBI has been targeting President Trump, his administration, people on his staff, and they continue to stay more focused on people that walked into the Capitol on January 6th rather than local crime, and local crime is out of control. And so, no, I refuse to fund anything like a brand new facility. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has recently suggested he might attempt to block the relocation of the FBI administration building, sharing sentiments similar to Green. So this is the power of the purse. This is the only power that the House has right now. The ability to deny funding. And the budget, the way that modern era, the way they do budgeting is at the end of the year, right before they go on a recess, they'll vote for these omnibuses to include budgets and a big funding bill. So this is the only power that Republicans have right now. They can threaten to withhold money, and they can hold hearings, and go nowhere.
No, it goes nowhere, but it doesn't. It accomplishes what they want to accomplish.
Right?
Time, JJ.
That's all it is. All right, we got some other interesting.
I got one. Hey, did you ever? Are you the type of dad, or did you ever hear this a lot? My dad, when I was a kid, would say there was a couple of phrases, dad phrases that he would say all the time, and one of those was, check the oil. Always check the oil in your car. If I've heard check the oil in your car, the actual phrase he used to use is the oil is the lifeblood of your engine. I think I've joked and said that before. The reason I say that is because that's been said to me 1,000 times. The oil is the lifeblood of your engine. Always check the oil in your car. One of the other dad phrases that has been said throughout, the past 100 years, at least, is probably at least the past 50 years is turn off the light.
Oh,
okay. So that's been a phrase that dads have gotten to say for a long time. Well, you might not get to say that anymore, because as of yesterday, you can no longer have incandescent light bulbs. Well, you can have them. If you have them,
you won't be able to buy them.
You won't be able to buy them starting yesterday. They can't sell them on the incandescent light bulbs. The ones with the filament. You see the picture with the filament? Everybody is on LEDs. You've got to do, and LEDs are more expensive, but they do use a lot less power. All right. So a lot. I'm talking a lot less power than the incandescent bulbs.
Dude, I don't remember us voting on this. So how are they?
JJ, you don't remember voting on a lot of things.
I don't remember how we. What authority is it that the Biden administration can just declare your stoves illegal?
King God Emperor
your
Biden
light bulbs
has said that you can't use light bulbs anymore. We must use candles. We must go back.
In one part of my brain, I just see these protests of people with rainbow color hair talking about their democracy, and then I'm like, you don't live in a democracy. You don't even live in a republic. You live in a banana republic joke.
The shit that's happened to this country in the last 3 years is a joke. So yeah, the initial cost of the LEDs is higher. However, the average cost of LED light bulb ranges from $5 to $7 each, while incandescent light bulbs generally cost about $2 each.
All right. So is it unfair for me to say that the Biden administration doesn't want you to be able to heat your home, boil your water, cook your food on a stove, or turn lights on in your house?
Your children.
But they do want you to be able to turn your children into different genders.
They do want to send your money to Ukraine.
And they definitely want to fucking go to war in Ukraine.
All right, I got another story for you.
Oh, hold on. We got power. This is related to power.
Okay. All right, cool.
The first nuclear reactor built from scratch in over 30 years has just entered commercial operation in Georgia. A nuclear reactor. We have not
Georgia, the country, or Georgia, the state?
No, the country. The state. Okay. The state's just outside of Augusta. Okay. We have America. This is the 21st century. We have not built a new nuclear reactor in over 30 years, and yet we are definitely barreling towards. Your car is going to be illegal. If you don't have an electric car, you're going to be effed in about 10 years. So we have a radical increase in electricity demand, but we are not making new electricity supply. So we have the first new nuclear reactor. And this Georgia Power Company announced Monday that Unit 3 at the plant Vogtle, southeast of Augusta, has completed testing and is now in commercial operation. It's only 7 years late and only $17 billion over budget. $17 billion over budget. But at its full output of 1,100 megawatts, Unit 3 can power 500,000 homes and businesses. 500,000. It's $17 billion over budget, but it will be able to power like a town. A medium-sized town.
A Walmart. It can power a super Walmart, but not the automotive section on the weekend.
Let's see. Let me just check the population of Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, I'm sure there's
this generator can power the population of Augusta, Georgia twice. That's all that it can do. We have a massive country with massive demands on electricity. We make no new thing, and we're like added like, here's one more battery. That's what we just did. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Is that a double A? Oh shit! Here, I got a D around here somewhere.
Yeah. All right.
I got one for you.
I'm all for nuclear power, and in fact, I think we ought to have self-contained modular nuclear power that is distributed broadly across the country. Towns and cities should have their own nuclear generation, and absolutely.
We should all have a little arc reactor, and we should be able to.
Okay, and no, it's not. I'm not talking pretend. There's real stuff out there for like a shipping container-sized nuclear reactor that can power small communities.
It's all about money. It's all about money. When you said this is the first one we've built in a while, that's the reason.
$17 billion late.
All right, so let's switch to
media.
health-wise.
Oh, health. Oh, yeah.
You are a you are a person that eats a particular, I wouldn't say diet, but I guess you do have a particular diet that it's the JJ diet, but it's based on another diet that, you eat certain foods, you stay away from certain foods.
I definitely try to.
But you get your protein. Do you pay attention to, since I became diabetic, I have to pay a lot more attention to what I eat. And I never did as a 20 and a 30-year-old.
Absolutely right.
Attention to what the frick
That's
you
right.
ate. You just ate Doritos. Yeah, eat them. I don't care. Whole bag. Now I'm like, oh my God, how many freaking
my metabolism is actually trying to kill me now.
5 fucking chips of this. I can have, Ashley got me a bag of candy corns last night because I have about 9 o'clock. I get a sweet tooth. So I can have 2 candy corns a day. So I save them for at night. So at 9 o'clock at night, I get my 2 candy corns. That whole bag will last me until December. Anyway.
Okay.
You're a healthy person, but you pay attention to your health. We're older. We pay attention to what we eat. We make sure. I have complained to my daughter. She wanted to go vegan a while ago. I'm like, look, I'll support whatever you want to do, but if it gets out of hand and I feel like you're not getting I'm going to put my dad foot down, but I will support you in whatever you do, and I'll buy whatever you want to buy, and I'll
vegan. That's the vegetarian that won't even drink milk, or that's
she wanted to be a vegetarian.
Yeah,
vegans. So this vegan influencer, she's a vegan raw food diet influencer. So vegan raw food, they eat like all fruits and vegetables and plants and sticks and fucking berries and shit. This girl has died of starvation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She was a Russian influencer. I think she was Russian.
Ziana D'Art was her name. I always try to scroll on the wrong page when I first start doing it. She was 39 years old, Russian national who frequently promoted raw foods on social media, where she had millions of followers. Reportedly died back on the 21st of July after finally seeking medical treatment during a tour in Southeast Asia. A few months ago, she already looked exhausted with swollen legs and blah, 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 blah. I want you to look at this woman.
So, I mean, like, she's 0% body fat. Like, she has no body fat on her at all.
You're supposed to have body fat
Need some of
on
that.
your body. Look at this. She looks. Oh, it took me to a fucking Instagram. Look at this.
39 years old. You should not be looking like that. Really.
No.
I'm sorry.
If you do look like that at 39, you're very malnourished, and you need to talk to some people to help get she doesn't look healthy. She doesn't look healthy. Not even there. She does. Look at her arms. Her arms are so thin. That's because she's eating freaking exotic peaky berries and this freaking nut here. And you're not getting what is this? She don't even look healthy there.
I mean, like, I would believe that raw foods can be good for you in certain contexts, but obviously she's not getting enough nutrients, fats, and stuff like that. And her hair, look at her hair in that photo. Like, look at that. Her hair is like straw.
That's what I'm getting at, though, JJ. You're exactly right. Raw foods are better than cooked foods. As far as for nutrients and stuff, but the human body is designed. We have to have other things, and she wasn't getting them with her raw food, exotic food.
Maybe don't be. You know what? Talk to your doctor. That's what you should do. Hey, I'm gonna do a extreme diet thing and get your blood work done. Get your A1C levels, get your blood work, get your cholesterol checked.
All right, one more real quick.
Experiments in life, that's fine. Yeah, well, I got some media stuff here.
Okay, one more real quick one, and then I'll let you completely have it. This one, I wanted to throw this.
Oh,
so I can use this one.
What's up, little guy?
What's up, little Terminator? That's a great. You did a great job on that. You did a great job on that one.
I have all the wrong priorities in life.
Me too. AI-powered brain implant restores a paralyzed man's ability to feel and move. An AI-powered brain implant helps a quadriplegic patient regain sensations and movement for the first time after a driving accident 3 years ago. Can this implant work for other paralysis patients? Scientists at the Feinstein Institutes for Medical Research have reestablished the connection between the brain, body, and spinal cord of a person living with quadriplegia, paralysis of all four limbs, and trunk due to a driving accident. They installed an implant inside the patient's brain. The implant comprises 5 microchips and uses an AI program to convert the patient's thoughts into actions. The brain implant lets the patient feel sensations and move some of his body parts. There was a time that I didn't know if it was even going to live or if I wanted to, frankly, and now I can feel the touch of someone holding my hand. It's overwhelming, said Keith Thomas, the patient.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Paralysis affects over 5 million people in the U.S. alone. There's hardly any treatment options available that can significantly improve the condition of such patients.
This sort of thing is kind of the aim of Elon Musk's Neuralink project too. To be able to like restore.
So I'm going to post that on the in our general our website right now. It's really cool story.
Okay, so fire is dangerous, and we can cook our food and keep our houses warm. So you know what I mean, like. AI, here's a fascinating use of AI that is going to change this guy's life. And you can also look down the road and be like, but
it's going to change his life and take over the world one day. So
he has AI in his spine.
That's
awesome. You know what I mean?
Is he a T1?
First generation.
T1.
Oh my God! I don't want to make. I'm going to stop. We change the subject before I start making jokes. I feel for this guy, but in my brain is evil.
JJ is a very loving person, but every once in a while you can flip that.
I need to stop. It's so bad. The story that's going on in my head right now.
Okay, all right.
Very funny.
I'm done with all my crazy stories. I think.
Crazy stories. All right. Hey, check this out. Let's do. Yeah, let's do this. Did you ever play Fallout?
Yes, I did. Fallout 3.
I loved Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and I think I liked
New
Fallout
Vegas
4. And they've got like newer stuff. I like the world and the idea. It's a fun story where the apocalypse comes, but
that open world mess was. I mean, that worked everywhere. I was more Skyrim. I was more fantasy
dragons and wizards and shit.
The post-apocalyptic.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I just not a small reason of my love of Fallout 3 and New Vegas is the soundtrack and the music and just that kind of like audio experience of living in this alternate future history. And so we have from Press Start Australia the first photos of the Fallout TV show. So here on Xbox News, they posted set photos from the upcoming Fallout Prime TV show.
Okay,
and so I guess it's going to be on Amazon Prime. And let's get the photos here.
Great premise for a TV show. I'll watch.
Oh, absolutely!
This, I love some post-apocalyptic stuff, man. From the stuff that I've created for D&D.
Absolutely. So these kind of this is like a warehouse with like a maybe a nuclear pipe stack type thing. This is very, very much stuff that you would have seen in the games.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably.
I don't remember which logo that is, but that looks just like you have dilapidated houses. You got these old timey cars that are back there, and then let's see. These are set photos. So here you got like maybe one of your protagonists about to enter a building. And that's pretty cool. And let's see what else we got. Look at these kind of like rusted out retro vehicles.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. It's like it's taking place in Chernobyl. And there's the hero character, whoever that is. Don't know who that is. So that's the first set photos from Fallout TV show. Look forward to that. Hopefully, Amazon Prime will not also ruin that franchise.
They've never ruined any other franchise, so I don't know why you think.
I know. Everybody loves the Rings of Power and Amazon and Wheel of Time. It's good stuff. Okay.
I liked them both. What'd you say? Who said that?
Nobody said that.
What'd you say?
Not even you.
Oh.
When have you ever been like, that was a great show? Did you really?
Yeah, I did. You
like the re-characterization of Galadriel? And
I don't care.
Okay.
I liked it. The re-characterization. No, it wasn't a re-characterization. She was fucking. That's like 3,000 years before the other one. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
whatever. I don't care.
People change. 3,000 years. I mean, hell, I'm not the same guy I was 20 years ago. I'm sure she changed in 3,000 years. JJ, good God.
Okay. Surprising to zero people right now, because we have writer strikes, actor strikes, et cetera, et cetera. There are some delays being caused to the movie and TV show slates. Spider-Verse and Kraven the Hunter have been delayed as the first major theatrical dominoes fall amid the strikes. So can't work on movies. We ain't gonna have. All of our movies are gonna be late. And so Bad Boys 4 and Venom 3 are getting a release date, and apparently Gran Turismo is being adapted into a movie. So we got some pushbacks and delays. Don't really care about the strike or the actors, other than the fact that their likeness, that they're trying to keep their likenesses from being totally digitized, which is fair.
Trying to make aside some more from that, money too. I mean, they're not getting paid. Have you seen their? I mean, and I know that, but it is kind of silly. Some of the residual checks that they're showing, and I know that these are people that are like 4th and 5th tier people, but some of these residual checks are like,
hi there, Miss Danger. Good morning.
Are like,
good morning. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh my Lord!
Okay, it's joke time.
Crazy.
No. Listen.
Crazy.
Right? Who else? Are you going to vote for the Libertarian, Deke? Are you going to vote for the Democrat? Who's on your radar of who you're going to support?
I have no clue yet, but it's definitely not going to be a pedophile, and it's not. Going to be a person.
So Joe's out.
Yeah, no Joe. It's not. I'm not voting for any pedophiles. If you've sniffed a child, I'm not voting for you.
Yeah.
These are my criteria.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Donald Trump, I know he's got faults. He's not a savior. He's probably a pretty disgusting human being. That doesn't. You can be an asshole and still be a very good businessman.
Sure.
All right, and do.
Well, I don't even really think he's an asshole. Really, I mean, he's just.
Think he's an ass. Some people think I'm an asshole.
You know what? I do appreciate.
You think I'm a nice guy. Your brother thinks I'm an asshole. See, there's two different opinions.
I mean, I personally think that despite all of his flaws, Trump is probably the most authentic and of the candidates that we have out there. He's the most honest about who he is. Really?
I won't take that away from you. I just, what I think about Trump. I think Trump has gotten so big that he's Zaphoid Beeblebox. He is a distraction, and it doesn't matter.
He's used as a distraction for sure. And he's also really good at using that energy.
He's used as a distraction, but he is also a distraction by default, because if he got elected, this is what I believe. If he got elected and he's like, I want to do something good in these 4 years, something positive that's going to make one lasting positive mark on America. it will never get done because of how many people hate him and how much pushback he would be. So my argument is, as much as I like the man, why waste my time and money on him when I feel nothing is going to be done, when we can push to someone else that is not so much of a distraction, someone maybe a little younger to fix that. Maybe if it was a black woman and Candace Owen ever ran, we would win everything all the time.
Oh my God.
But
get Candace Owen on the bottom of the ticket. Get her to be VP. And you got me.
That's what. So anyway, I think someone else would have more of an opportunity and more of a chance to get good things done besides Trump, because of the pushback that Trump brings with his station.
He definitely he brings a lot of magnetism that attracts his detractors and his supporters.
As much as I like Trump, as much as I think that he has done some good things that is completely covered up and nobody seems to report on or whatnot, I thank you. It's shitty what happened. I believe the election was completely stolen, but I'm a four-eyed moron too. I think somebody else needs to come into the somebody else.
I messed up the Rumble stream entirely this morning. Great. Good job, me.
Way to go, JJ.
Yeah, I know. Hello, sweetie. I'll fix that. Not you. You're not the sweetie. That was her. I'll fix that after the show. So,
hi, darling.
I don't understand this one, Deke. Victor, discriminating against the Peter files. Leave the LGBTQs alone. Not sure what these are. You must be talking about Pedo Pete. That's what you must mean. All right, let's do jokes.
Can I tell the joke I was going to tell you yesterday?
Please.
Because there was so much distraction going on yesterday.
I know. I had like 2 kids just piled up in my.
I know, and I was trying to tell the joke, and this is part. I had to tell JJ the joke afterwards, but I'm going to tell y'all the joke now.
Yeah,
you can see why it got messed up. So the joke is, and I was going to set it up to say, Ashley said last night. She said, "You're not even listening to me." And I turned around and looked at her and said, well, "That's a weird way to start a sentence." And I started telling you that joke yesterday with the girls, and I went, "My wife just said to me, 'You're not even listening to me.'" And you go, "Yes, I am. Tell your joke." And I was like, "Never mind. I'll tell this one tomorrow."
So I took your joke and I told my wife that, and she did not laugh.
No, she didn't. It's odd. I would have thought that was a knee slapper.
All right. Why, Deacon, why does a blanket make a good friend?
I don't know.
Come here, Munchkin. It's always got you covered.
Oh.
Mom's at the gym.
I want to go too.
You want to go to the gym too? Mm-hmm. Do you have your driver's license?
Mm-hmm.
Can you drive the car yet?
Yeah.
You can? What?
Yes, I can.
You cannot?
Yes, you can.
Hey, can you say hello to Miss Danger? Say hi, Miss Danger.
Miss Danger.
She's right there. She's the blue dot.
Hi, Miss Danger.
What's your line?
I don't know.
What's your line?
Like a
I almost got it out.
This is the best part. This is the best part of the show every day.
There it is. There it is. One more time.
What's the cat's name again?
Oh, yeah.
Fred?
Who's this?
Fred?
Right.
Oh.
What's his name? I forgot.
Deacon asks who it is.
What's his
Brad again.
Brad?
Brad.
The camera's
That's
up here.
Brad. That's Brad. I forgot his name. Hi, Brad.
No, we just. All right. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. Hey, cool kid. Hey, Miss Danger likes you. Say hi, Miss Danger. Good morning.
We call Lily's the showstopper. She comes in at about 7:28.
Yeah, lets us know when the show's done.
She lets us know when the show's done. That's when she gets up.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6:30. YouTube wherever we're at, and rumble.com/JJW. I gotta go fix that one. I can't believe I dorked it up, messed it up. All right, man. I'll see you. Here we go. I lost the buttons.